Good evening, everyone. Myself, Shweta Jain, Regional Council Member. Welcome you all on this decade series. And we have with us Chairman WRC C.A. Arpit Kabra, Secretary WRC Saurabh Ajmera, Regional Council Member Rudesh Pankhania, and our today's speaker C.A. Alok Sethi. So before moving further, I request everyone to please put your hand on your heart for the ICI motto.
य एष सुप्तेषु जागृति य एष सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता
Well, thank you, everyone. Mastery of Microsoft Excel is a must-have accountant skill and a key to our professional growth. So how we can accelerate our career by knowing how to leverage Excel. And this was the idea behind of today's webinar. So this year, WRC is focusing on how we can increase the efficiency in chartered accountants' work by using these technologies. And we have with us our chairman and WIRC. So I request first to Secretary WRC to please address to the participant.
Thank you, Shweta ma'am. I welcome to all over here. Friends, this year we have innovation is our core in our theme. We have a theme of pride where P stands for perform, R stands for relearn, and that I is centric. That is the innovation. And we are living in an era of technology, so we have to think about the use of technology in all ways. So this is my compliment to the chairman of this committee, Shweta ma'am, for organizing such a wonderful program. And we are lucky to have a very innovative and dynamic chairman this year at WIRC, Arpit Kabra, with us. So he believes in innovation in each and every task which we are doing in day to day at WIRC. Then R for relearn, I for innovation, D for distinguish, and E for enrich our ecosystem. Friends, we are hosting a very big program on 27th and 28th June at Geo World Center, where also we have added Tech Fusion. First time in the history of ICI, we are doing program on Tech Fusion in Startup Manthan. So we believe in technology, and change is inevitable. We have to change ourselves to adopt the technology. So once again, I compliment each one of you, those who have joined over here. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Secretary, for letting us know about our theme and everything. And now time to hear from our leader, Chairman at WIRC, Arpit Kabra. May I request you, please, sir, to share your vision, your ideas, your words.
Thank you, madam, and welcome Alok ji for this wonderful series, and thank you Shweta and Rudesh for setting this up. Important session, very important to understand this, and our commitment at WRC this time is how can we help chartered accountants to automate their offices. In that series, I think what we are trying to do is giving you small hints of what can happen with automation in small aspects, and a detailed series is being planned wherein faculties like Alok ji and many others would come in and plug the gaps of if a process has to be automated using Excel or using any other technology, the way it can be done, it will be showcased to you, and then you can reach out to them individually so that they could be customized. Or if you need any other assistance or you need any help, you can reach out to these faculties. They'll be available to help you and your offices to automate. So that is our primary focus. As Saurabh mentioned, Pride is what we are observing. ICI is entering into the 75th year. 1st July, we are celebrating a very grand function, cultural function, that is the CA Foundation Day. We have a melodic sunrise, that is Mile Sur Mera Tumhara, that we'll be doing a singers celebrations that we'll be doing at BKC, our flag hoisting, and then followed by a singing program at BKC, and then a cultural evening where dances, music, and band would all be there at Thakur Auditorium, Kandivali East. So request all of you to please, join us in these wonderful celebrations. 75 years is not a joke. We are as old as the country. It's like an Amrit Kal for all of us. And let's all relish the legacy that the ICI enjoys in this country. Coming together will be another beginning for all of us. CP programs are now physical, and therefore more of these technology sessions so that you can use on your desktops and laptops are more on technical sessions, otherwise, or virtual sessions are otherwise. We are all committed to have physical programs at BKC and various other. And one among them, the startup sphere that is happening, that sort of mentioned. Recently, because this is on 27th, last calls are being made. People who wish to participate, 10 of you can come together and register in bulk in a group, and therefore that would be at just 5,000 per head plus GST. So please make sure you book in good numbers. A group of 10 people can always get an advantage with this, and the lineup of speakers are amazing. The kind of session, everything in the startup ecosystem is available in the startup sphere. These are some of the initiatives that you can see on the screen. Startup Lab, we have had a wonderful program of startups and related ecosystem here in BKC. There is Gurukul at WRC, and this should be exciting to each one of you. Should you wish to conduct some training sessions, you can become responsible for each and every chartered accountant that you interact, whether it is in industry or it is in business. If they are looking for some kind of training, if they are looking for some kind of education on any aspect which is related to their enhancement of career, feel free to reach out to us. A batch of 30 to 100 can be made quickly with more and more participation of chartered accountants, and we could do a focused training session for them at WRC. So WRC, although we are the training partners, we are one of the most sought after training partners. We want to be an exclusive training partners now for our chartered accountants who are in industry and business as well. So all of you are welcome. Niriyat series is another initiative wherein we are talking about all the offshore opportunities, softwares, and capabilities that we have to do this. Nest Cafe is for our chartered accountants who are in and around in industry, in service sector, or anywhere else, and they want to know about some casual conversations. Friday evenings are at WRC. We are happy to have you here at BKC, and we can have a good networking session. So the Nest is the networking, entrepreneurship, soft skills, and technology, important and good sessions that we keep on organizing so that all of you can relish and have a networking here at BKC itself. So the spaces are available. You can let us know, come here and have a good networking, entrepreneurship, soft skills, and a technology forum discussions. Friday fundas, offbeat topics, for example, prevention of sexual harassment, Evidence Act, and various other things that are happening. Very soon, Shweta madam has also now tied up with one of the image consulting programs that also will be covering under Friday fundas. Look forward to that program that may help each one of you if you are to get a transformation in wherever space that you are in. And when we talk about transformation, I think Excel comes topmost, automation comes foremost, and therefore we have a wonderful faculty. Alok ji, thank you very much for joining in. I'm sure all of you will have a great time. Look forward to your suggestions. Look forward to your participation. 1st July is all. We'll wait to see you at any of these programs. Come and join us. Thank you. And over to you, Shweta ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chairman, for your words and briefing us about all the wonderful initiative at WRC. So now time to hear from our today's speaker. So it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce him in front of you all. CA Alok Sethi is a chartered accountant and company secretary, having 10+ year professional experience in corporate training, possessing exceptional team building skills for increasing companies' productivity by imparting new skills and upskilling of employees and students. He is a expert in advanced Excel, Tableau, Power BI desktop, financial modeling, MS PowerPoint, Word, Outlook, also in accounting softwares, QuickBook, Teleprime, Zoho, and others. And he has conducted various seminar, lectures, webinars, and workshops to update students and employees on company's goal and procedure and help them to upskill themselves. He is a member of IT committee of Ajmer branch of CIRC of ICI and held the position of administrative head of NSS unit, technical head of students council board for 2 years at HR college. So with this brief introduction, Alok ji, I welcome you at the platform of WIRC and thank you so much for accepting the invitation. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, and good evening to all. And first of all, I would like to thank the dynamic chairman, Arpit Kabra ji, for having me here, inviting me for this session. And recently, last month, I think I had the opportunity to come to WIRC physically for a session, and it was a very wonderful session. And the way the team works is really very commendable. WIRC is doing a very good job, and this series, in fact, is a uh, uh, it shows that you have that vision to empower the members with the technology as well as different forefronts that Arpit just talked about. So when we talk about technological development or empowerment, generally as chartered accountants, we are dealing with Excel since our articleship days. So whenever we start our practical training, the first software that we encounter in office is Excel. Then we work on Tally also, we work on other written preparing softwares and all, but we work with SAP also. But Excel is something, a software which is very basic and which is very common everywhere, all across the globe. And I would like, there are 100 participants, 100 plus participants in this meeting. So I would want that everyone should be interactive in the chat box. Don't make it a one-way monologue session. I always take sessions which are a dialogue rather than a monologue. Okay. So I would expect everyone to be active in the chat box, and whatever I'm training or teaching on, I would want your constant feedback on it. Okay. So the first question to everyone, have you ever prepared a dashboard in Excel? So you can write a why or no, yes or no in the chat box. Okay. Have you ever prepared a dashboard? Okay. So we are getting some whys and we are getting some no's. Okay. Great. Yes. Okay. So maximums are no's and there are some yes. So I can assume that maximum participants are those who have not prepared any dashboard so far. Okay. So it is going to be a very interesting session for you all, because see, we are going to learn how to create dashboards in Excel. Okay. And why we need to learn a dashboard as a chartered accountant? Because we are not only doing the work of filing returns or assigning balance sheets or auditing. Okay, we are also accountable for whatever we are doing. Okay, so whether you are working, whether you are in a job or you are into a practice where you are dealing with clients, you can do a value addition if you know how to create a dashboard, and that is how you can build a strong skill set. So now let me share my screen, and first we will talk about the basics of creating a dashboard. Okay, and then I will take you to the practical aspect of it. So as many said, they have already created dashboard. Today we will be doing a dashboard which is a financial dashboard. Okay, and it will have different aspects covered in it. Okay, so now I am sharing my presentation. Just reply with yes if you can see the screen. If it is visible, you can write down visible in the chat box, or a yes in the chat box if you can see my screen. Yes, visible. Very good. So it is being shared in the chat box also. You can just download it and I will be sharing an Excel file also, that also you download so that we can do a hands-on training. See, it's a 3 hours long lecture or webinar. Okay, so I want that everyone should be attentive till the end. So we should maintain this number till the end, because uh, you will learn a lot of things today. Okay, and it is not a one-way traffic, it is a two-way approach where you will be doing along with me. Okay, so it is learning by doing. Okay, so Excel dashboard mastery, unlocking the power of data visualization. Okay, so now when it comes to dashboard comes to your mind, what word comes to your mind when you hear this word dashboard? What word comes to your mind when you hear the word dashboard? Charts. Okay, summary of important matrices. Okay, I'm looking for some more answers in the chat box. Come on, what word comes to your mind? Beautiful numbers. Okay, KPI, dynamic display of information, reporting, MIS, trend analysis, BI, MIS, visual information. Presentation of financials in a creative manner. Very good. Navigation, navigate. Okay, index, MIS, simplicity of numbers, financial matrices. Okay, now see, we are just tuned to all these words because we are chartered accountants and we are dealing with a lot of data every day. Okay, so no one has come with the literal meaning of the word dashboard. Okay, I was looking for that one word which comes to your mind as a layman. So now if I ask you, don't, yes. So Pura Shah is the first person who had come with this word car. So when where do you see the dashboard? Not when you are dealing with your numbers or your system or your laptop. If you talk about day-to-day life, where do we see a dashboard? We see a dashboard in the car. Okay. And what all do we have on the dashboard of a car? We have all the controls which are required to drive a car. Okay. We have the speedometer, we have the petrol indicator, we have the what you can say AC control, we have the FM control, we have all the controls which are required at one place. Okay, do we have anything which is not there on the dashboard and that is required to drive a car smoothly? Is there anything which is not there on the dashboard, but which for that we have to look behind and drive or something like that? Yes or no? Do we have anything which is missing on the dashboard? Mirror. Yeah, rear mirror is there on the top. Yeah, no. Gear, yeah. But if you talk about ambassador, the gear was also there on the near the steering, okay, in the front of you, okay. But yeah, maximum controls what we have is in front of us. So basically, dashboard is nothing but a visual presentation of data where you can see the data in a visual manner with some controls and filters with which you can choose what you want to see. Okay, so that is the power of, that is what is the meaning of a dashboard. Okay, now let us start. And what is the agenda for the day and how will be moving across this webinar. So first I'll be talking about introduction, then we will find out how to identify the key matrices, then we will look about how to create the design of a dashboard, a layout of the dashboard, then how we can integrate different features, creative features in the dashboard so as to make it dynamic. And then we will also see the different visual techniques to apply to the data so as to present the data in a very visually appealing manner. Okay, and finally we will conclude. So let me ask you one question again. I'll be asking a lot of questions today. Okay, so be prepared to answer and keep your fingers on the keyboard itself. Okay, so just keep on answering to the questions. The question is, you see an image in front of you. On the left hand side there is a text, on the right hand side of the picture there is a picture. Okay, what is more appealing, the left side or right side? What is more appealing, the left side or the right side? In the picture, which side is more appealing or visually good, the left or the right? So everyone is saying right, no one is typing left. Okay, I can see only right. Well, that is the right answer. Now, why? Let me ask you this question. Why? Why do you say that the right hand side of the screen is more appealing as compared to the left hand side? Easy to comprehend, first thing. Second is charts. Okay. So on the left hand side, yeah, visually appealing. Yes. On the left hand side, we have a data written in a very a boring manner, in a textual manner, without any pointers, without any bullets. Okay. Yes. And Bala just has written picture is equal to 1000 words. Correct. So a picture is equal to 1000 words. So that is why it is important to include pictures or graphics in the report that you present. Okay. Our balance sheets and PNL have numbers, 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 and the audit report have text, text, text. There is no visual over there. So it becomes it has become very boring to read it. Okay. And it is time consuming also. Yes, it is read as much as data. It is very difficult to read all this data. And with the Instagram coming to play, YouTube coming to play, now the reading efficiency of the participant is also decreasing, and the time spent, the concentration is also decreasing, right? So we want to present our data in such a manner that it is visually what? Appealing. So if I have to read the left hand side, you'll not be interested, but I will just read the important part of the introduction towards dashboard. Okay. So we are creating a dashboard in Excel. That is the first step. Okay. As Arpit ji was mentioning, that we will come up with a workshop also, or a course structure also, where you will learn Excel. I would want everyone to learn Power BI and Tableau also. Okay. Now, how many of you have heard about Power BI and Tableau? If you have heard about Power BI and Tableau, just write down yes in the chat box. Yes. Heard about it. Yeah. The question which I'm asking is heard about it. Yes. Heard Power BI only. Now, many people have not heard about Tableau. Okay. I will show you in this particular webinar a slide display of Tableau and Power BI in the end. So that is what I was saying, that you have to stay till the end. Okay. So you'll get to know what is coming next. Okay. Now, Excel. We will focus on Excel since we are going to do a lot of Excel today. So Excel is a powerful tool for creating dynamic and interactive dashboard that can help you make informed decision based on your data. So what is the use of creating a dashboard? Why do we create a dashboard? Because we want to take informed decisions. Okay. So what we do with the data, we take decisions based on the data. And to take the right decision, we should have the data presented in the right manner. Obviously, we should have the right data. But secondly, what is important is to present the data in the right manner. So what we are going to do, we are going to learn how to create dashboard by okay. Now, before I answer this, okay, let me ask you, what would be the first step in creating of a dashboard? Okay, what is the first step towards creating an effective dashboard? What is the first step in creating a dashboard? Those who already have answered, yes, we know how to create a dashboard. What is the first step? So everyone is writing data. Okay. So data is the raw material for the dashboard, for the finished product. Okay. So yes, arranging data, what is to be shown, key components of data, design, objectives of dashboard, structure. Very good. Thank you for being participative in the chat box. I really like it. Reporting requirement and basic data. Very good. So everyone has answered very perfectly that we require the data, and secondly, we require what is to be presented. Requirement of management. Yes, input. We want the input as well as the output. So we have to plug in the gap between the input and the output. So what we have as a data source and what the management wants, what do you want to present? So that is the first step, that is identifying the data and identifying the requirement from the data. So from identifying key matrices to designing user-friendly layout and incorporating interactive features, we will provide you the knowledge and skills that you need to take dashboard creation to next level. Okay. So that is what we are going to do. Now let us move to the next slide. See, in every slide, I have introduced pictures because as you all know that visuals are more important. Now, next question with regard to this Okay, this presentation is a very small presentation. I'll not take next 5 to 10 minutes to complete this, but it's important. It is important to develop the logic before we jump onto Excel. Okay, so the next question for everyone is, what do you see on the right hand side? What do you see inside this picture? I know it is a picture, but what do you see inside the picture? Tell me whatever you are seeing. I just want to test your observation skills. So what do you see on the picture, in the picture? So we are getting answers like bar, charts, graphs, magnifying glass. Very good. Very good observation. Magnifying glass, reflection, building. Okay. Human. Yes, keep on going, please. Keep on bombarding your thoughts in the chat box. Analyzing data, smile. Yeah. In-depth analysis and keep observing. Presenter, cubes. Okay. Message from a person. Okay. Magnifying some information, focus on it. Very good. Who was it? Shama. Very good. Magnifying some information, focus on it. Cute kid. Yes. Focus. Now see, everyone is correct. What you are saying is right. There is a magnifying glass and a kid or a cute boy or girl, whatever you can consider it to be, okay, is holding a magnifying glass, and inside that glass you will see that he is holding some a report or picture, and it has some layout, okay, and some design, some building or something like that. So what we are doing through a magnifying glass, what do you do with the magnifying glass? We try to focus on something, we try to focus our attention on something which requires attention, which is important. So in dashboard also, we have a lot of information available with us in the form of data, but we want to focus only on the important information so that we can take the meaningful decisions. So that is why it is important to identify the key matrices. Okay, now what is a matrix? What is a matrix? Anyone? What is the matrix? What is the matrix? Measure. Okay. So matrix means data presented in a parameter or a dimension form. Yes, data arranged in a table, columns and rows of a data. So that is also called as a table, and a table, when presented with the headings and titles, it is called as a matrix. Okay, so there are dimensions and there are measures. Now what are dimensions and measure? I will come to it when I'm on the Excel. Okay, I will show you what is dimension, what is a measure. But whenever you are identify the key matrices, what would be the factors to look for? Okay, so the answer is here in the second paragraph, and I will just point it out. To select the right matrices, consider factors as such as your target audience, the data source available, and the specific business questions you're trying to answer. By focusing on the most important matrices, you can create a clear and concise dashboard that effectively communicate the insight you need. So obviously, I always say in my sessions that always start with the end in mind. Okay, always start with the end in mind. And end is END, not AND. Okay, now what do you mean by end? END. What is the meaning of this sentence when I say that always start with the end in mind? So what does this end means? Very good. So Shraddha says output, result, user friendly, goalpost, output, conclusion, result. Very good. So everyone is right. We are talking about the result. So always keep the result in mind, always keep the purpose in mind, and design your dashboard accordingly. Okay. So while identify the key matrices also, we have to keep in mind the important parameters which are required, important information which is required. Okay. Now that is the first step in designing a dashboard. Okay. Right message should pass to the end user. Very good. Next one. So ready for the next one? Next step is designing the layout. Okay. Now again, you see an image on the right hand side. Now what do you see on that image? Tell me. What do you see on the right hand side image? What do you see on the right hand side image? Meeting. Okay. There is a meeting going on. And what they are discussing? Design being created. Very good. Layout of office. Okay. Layout of office. No one can see the sunset over there, the mountains over there, the buildings behind. Color combination of different information. Yes. See how you present the data in a visual, in a creative, in a colorful manner, that will catch the eye of the viewer. Okay. Yes, it is attractive. So similarly, it is thus images. These are images, but we are going to learn how to create attractive dashboards also today. Okay. So the layout should be such that it should catch the eye of the viewer. Okay, it should catch the eye of the viewer. It should be attractive, it should be colorful, it should be neat and clean, and it should be precise. Okay, you will not see many information, many visuals, many things over here. Everything is placed very neatly and very cleanly at the particular place. Okay, so how do you design that layout? Once you have identified your key parameters, matrices, it is important to design the layout. That is now what should be the features of the layout? It should be clear, it should be user friendly, and visually what appealing. A well-designed dashboard should be easy to navigate and understand. See, we have to present the information in such a manner that it is easy to navigate throughout the information and understand the information. So there has to be a logical flow of data that guides the user through the data. Okay. So to achieve this, consider using consistent colors and font, grouping related data together, avoiding clutter or unnecessary information. By taking the time to design a thoughtful layout, you can create a dashboard that is both informative and engaging. We don't have to create only something which is visually appealing, but it should be relevant also. Okay, correct. So I hope you are finding the session interesting so far, and it is looking, the visuals are also great. How about the presentation? Yes. Yes. Okay. Chaliye. Now next, move to the next presentation, next part of the presentation. That is, first we started with identify the matrices. Then second step was designing the layout. Third step is what? Creating interactive feature. Okay. So now what do you see in this particular image? What do you see in this particular image? What do you see in this particular image? Map, not clear numbers. Okay. The numbers are not clear. We are always bothered about the numbers and their clarity. Okay. Transaction. Yes, you can see a transaction happening between the two person. There is a dollar sign 200 written over here. There is a dashboard. There is a panel over here. There is a map. Okay. So basically, data pertaining to a specific area on the map. Yes, very good. Very specific, Mitesh. Lack of data label, KPI. Okay. Graphical explanations. Yes. So we have a map and there is a data which is related to map. Okay. There are two persons who are talking or discussing maybe about this. Okay. So yes. So we have to create some interactive features. Okay. So whenever you click on anything, any particular button, the data should change, it should update, it should be dynamic. So that is why, that is how we can create a dynamic dashboard. Okay. Yes, there is some analysis happening. So one of the key benefits of creating a dashboard in Excel is the ability of incorporate interactive features that allow user to explore the data in more detail. Okay. So you have to have some interactive reports. Are balance sheet and PNL, are they interactive? Are they dynamic? Can we have some filters in the balance sheet and PNL account? Whatever balance sheets and PNL we prepare as per Companies Act, schedules, is it interactive? Does it have any filter button or something like that? Yes or no? No, 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 no. Is there any option or a menu that you want to go to a particular schedule? You just click on that and you go to that particular schedule and see what is there. You have to just browse through the different sheets. Yes, correct. So today we are going to look at it, how we can build such kinds of visuals which will take you to different sheets from one sheet only, from a click of a button. Okay. So by incorporating interactive features into dashboard, you can provide user with more engaging and personalized experience. So if you don't engage your user, if you don't connect your user with the data, then there is no point. He will not feel good. So the idea is to engage the user with your experience, with your dashboard. So while allowing them to uncover insights and trends that may not be immediately apparent from the data alone. Okay. So now see, whenever we prepare our balance sheet and P&L account, we have the current year and with the previous year also. Okay. We have the current year and previous year. Do we have a change column also in the balance sheet and P&L account? Do we have a percentage increase or decrease or some indicators whether the figures are moving up or down? No, no, no. So is there any point in presenting the data of 2 years without the increase or decrease column? Is there any point in presenting the data of 2 years without inserting the increase decrease columns or checking out on the percentage? There is no point as such. Okay, but it is the requirement of the act, so we have to do it. Okay, but in our visual, in the dashboard that I'm going to show you next in the next 5-10 minutes, you will see a lot of things which you will tell me how do you like it after seeing. Okay, now next, moving to the next part, data visualization technique. Okay, so we come to the second last part of the slide. Okay, we are just reaching to the towards the end of this presentation so that we can start the actual working hands-on experience in Excel. Okay, but now again the same question, what do you see on the image, in the image? What do you see now? As we are progressing in the session, the visuals are also progressing. Okay, you will see a better visual in the every next slide. Charts and graph, by chart, pie chart, dot chart. Okay, different charts are there. Coffee mug. Okay, it's a coffee time, I think. Okay, you can see a person with a beard, maybe Vicky Kaushal. Someone presenting some data analysis and presentation. Okay, so yes, it is a visual. It is a graphically appealing visual which has certain charts, pie chart, a donut chart, a bar chart, a line chart. Different charts are there. Okay, and a person is presenting on it. So whenever you have the data in the visual format, it is easy to present. Employee from Google. Yeah, you can see a Google map over there. Yeah, Google logo over there. Yes, donut aligned to the boundary. Yeah, all is interconnected. Yes, yes, everything is interconnected. Okay, now see, effective data visualization is essential for creating a dashboard that is both informative and visually appealing. To select the right charts and graph for your data, consider factors such as, now see, we don't have to just be taken away with the visuals or the graphics. We have to understand the logic behind, okay, when to use a bar chart, when to use a pie chart, when to use a donut chart, when to use a line chart. Okay, so you have to select the right charts and graph for your data. Consider factors such as type of data you have, the message you want to convey, and the preferences of your target audience. Okay, and some of the common bars, the charts you will see are bar graph, line graph, scatter plot, pie charts. By choosing the right visualization technique, you can for your data, you can effectively communicate insights and trends in the way that is easy to understand and visually appealing. So same thing we are just pointing again and again through this slide, that whatever dashboard you create should be visually appealing as well as easy to comprehend, and it should present all the insights relating to the data. Okay, now with this, let us move to the next slide, and we have finally reached to the conclusion. Okay, now what do you how are you feeling by looking at this image? What feeling do you get when you are looking at this image, the last image of the presentation? What kind of feeling do you get? Okay, what you're seeing, I'm not asking, what kind of feeling you are getting? Yes, achievement, victory, success, peace, on top, summit. Very good. Yes, so after creating a first dashboard, we should be getting this feeling of, wow, I did it. Yes, I created my first visual in Excel. Okay, so this is something that I have designed on my own. This is the presentation which I've designed. But let me tell you, and I'll be honest in telling you that the graphics which I've used in the presentation, I'll just take you towards all the graphics. Whatever graphics are there, these are all generated by AI. These are all generated by AI. Okay. So yes, now we cannot work in isolation. We have to work in accordance with the technology, in hand with the AI. So you have to use chat gpt also. When I was in Mumbai WIRC, that time we had a session which was on dashboard as well as use of AI. So use AI to the fullest. And there are so many tools which are available free of cost, which you can create, and this will help you in creating this presentation. Okay, now before I start actually teaching you dashboard, one last question. How did you find this presentation? How did you find this presentation? Nice. Okay, what do you think? How much time it would have taken to create this presentation? कितना समय लगा होगा इसको बनाने में? How much time would have it taken to create a presentation like this? 1 day, 1 hour? If you have to create this kind of a presentation with AI, 30 minutes, 2 minutes because you mentioned chat GPT, okay? 2 minute में नहीं होता, मैगी भी 2 मिनट में नहीं बनती है. It is just a what you can say, illusion. Okay, if you prepare a Maggie, it also take 10 minutes. Yeah. Yes. So it took me 8 minutes to prepare this presentation. 8 minutes. Okay. And obviously I use AI. Okay. But I had the material ready with me. The words, this thing, the left hand side text I have written, and the visuals I've created based on the text. So I gave this text and then the visual came, and that is how I have created this presentation. Okay. So, and this came because WIRC asked me, sir, do you have any presentation? Please share with us. And let me tell you, this is the first time I've taken around 15 to 20, 25 sessions on dashboard, online, offline, all at different branches with different institutes, associations, different companies, corporates. But this is the first time I've created a presentation on dashboard. So you guys are really lucky that you are members of WIRC and you are headed by a very dynamic chairman and their team. Because of them, and they're asking this question to me, sir, do you have a presentation? Because it's a practical topic. So I always start with Excel only, and whatever I have to present, I present in Excel. But this time I gave it a thought and I was like, let's do a presentation, and this came out, and I'm very happy about it, and you would also be, I guess. Okay, so now I'll just stop sharing my screen. Okay, and now one question before we move to the practical part. Okay, are you all excited about learning dashboard now? Are you all excited? If you are excited, can you type in excited in the chat box, please? Very excited. Yes, excited. Okay, I can see your excitement. I want all the 100, there are 113 participants now. Okay, so I want everyone to type in excited or yes in the chat box so that we can continue this excitement while creating the dashboard also. Okay, so 1 hour I had kept for the introduction and the presentation. Now the next 1 hour would be to show you how to build a dashboard, and the last 1 hour we will work together. You will be creating a dashboard and you will ask me questions wherever you are getting a problem. Okay, so that is how we have divided the 3 hours. The first hour was concept building. The next 1 hour would be where you don't have to actually work with me. You have to just look at what I'm doing. And in the third hour, we'll work together. Okay, so are you all ready for this? Can you write it down ready in the chat box now? So that I can start, I can just open my Excel, and I'm sharing that Excel file also with you, everyone, so that you can also download it. So I'm sharing the Excel file. Just a minute. Okay, how many of you have attended my previous session on dashboard or any other previous session? Have you ever attended a previous session? If you have attended, you can write down yes, or if you're not attended, you can write down no. I want to find out how many are repeat members and how many are new members. I'll have to close. Let me just close my file and share it again. Okay, so I'm getting many no's. Okay, that is great. So we are meeting for the first time. Okay, I have shared the file in the chat box. Can you see the Excel file in the chat box? Can you see the file in the chat box now? Yes, I've shared the file. Shall I share it again? Okay, I've shared it one more time. Okay, now I think everyone must have received this. If you're logged in through mobile, then you'll not be able to download the file. You have to log in through your laptop only to get this. No. Can you mail? Okay, I'll mail it to WIRC. You can get it from there. Okay, they will provide it to you. But I have shared in the chat box and you might have received this because I share it and mostly we will get it. Okay, so I've shared it for the third time now. Now I'm sharing my screen. We are starting the journey of creating dashboards in Excel. So first, let me just show you how a dashboard looks like. Okay, let me just show you how a dashboard looks like, and then I will show you some of the steps that you need to follow to create a dashboard. Okay, so just give me one moment. Okay, so can you see my screen now? Can you see the HR analytics dashboard? Can you see this image? Yes. Yes. Okay. Now see, this is the image. This is the output. And let me show you the input also. Let me show you some input. This is the data. This is the data through which we have created this kind of a visual. Okay, this visual, oh, not this one, this one. This image, this is the image, but it is created from this data. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to reach from here to here. From this stage, we have to reach to this stage. Okay, now we'll not be doing this dashboard today, HR analytics. I will share the file if you want, but we'll be doing a dashboard which is financial dashboard, because since many chartered accountants are there, all are chartered accountants, in fact. Yeah, I'll make it full screen. I will make it full screen. Okay, is it better now? Is it better now? Can you see the screen properly now? Yes. Okay, now let us understand how to read a dashboard first. Okay, and then I will show you the practical ways of creating a dashboard, the methodology, and then we will start working on it. The file which I've shared is a different file. I'll be coming to this file which I've shared with you, but next 2-3 minutes just try to understand the methodology behind this dashboard. Okay, yes. So what you see is it's a HR analytical dashboard. That means this data is the HR data of a company. It's the employees data of an organization. Okay, so it has employee count. There is a number. There is an attrition count. Now, what do you mean by attrition? What is the meaning of the word attrition? I'm sharing the file again. What is the meaning of the word attrition? Tell me. The employees who leave the company, okay, yeah, count of employees who have left the company. So you're seeing that now most of the times in IT industry and all, people are leaving their organization, or they are being thrown away, they are being fired. Okay, so there is a lot of attrition going on in the IT industry and across the globe. Okay, so the management would be wanting to know, okay, how many people have left the organization, how many we removed, we fired. Okay, so you want to find out the attrition count, then the attrition rate, that is how many employees were there and how many are left. What is the active employee now? What is the average age of the employee? How many are male and female? Those who left, male and female. So there is a chart here. This is called as the lollipop chart. Okay. So because there is a bar chart in the circle, so it's looking like a lollipop. It's called as a lollipop chart. Okay. Then we have department-wise attrition. So in this, there are three departments: HR, R&D, and sales. And we can see that different percentage of attrition from each department we can find out. This is a pie chart. Now, can anyone tell me what is this purple chart called? What is this purple chart called? Number of employees by age group. So we are seeing how many employees are there and they belong to which age group. What is this chart called? Bar graph? No. Histogram is the right answer. Yes. And the right one to answer is Amiya pie. Okay. Histogram is obviously the right answer. It looks like a bar chart, it looks like a column chart, but basically it is a histogram. So what does a histogram represent? Histogram represent a series of data, a group of data which is into a continuous series. So you will see that the age is there on the x-axis, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, and the number are there on the y-axis. So you see the length of the bar represent the number of employees in the particular age group. Okay, and there is a age bin also. There is a bin also here. There's the image, so it will not work. But when you click on this bin, the bar changes, the number of bar changes. Okay, and this is not possible in Excel, but this is possible in Tableau and Power BI that I will show you later. Okay, but we will create this kind of histogram also. Then job satisfaction rating, you get these ratings. Then there is the education field wise attrition, and there is attrition rate by gender for different age group. And this is, which chart is this? Can anyone tell me? This is the last chart that you see. What this is called? These circles that you see, what is this called? What is this called? Donut. Yes, it's called as the donut chart. So it is created by a pie chart. Okay, and it's a variation of a pie chart which shows three parameters. So there are three parameters here. One is the attrition rate, how many people have left. Then there is a gender also, and there is different age group also. So we have different donuts for different age brackets and different male and female employees. Okay, now this is the dashboard which we have created. Okay, and this is the data through which we have created this dashboard. Okay, now obviously now you would like to know what are the steps, and we coming to the practical part of it. Let me show you the steps in creating of dashboard. So yes, can you see something over here? What do you see over here? Which image do you see over here now? We have been seeing a lot of images, a lot of pictures. Okay, and there is one picture with the answers already in front of you. Let me delete it and ask you, do you remember this movie? How many of you have seen this? Akshay Kumar? No. Seen. Okay. So it's a very old or a very famous movie is there. Dhadkan. No, not Divana. It's the movie name is Dhadkan. Okay. And why I have taken this poster? What this poster is doing in this professional webinar of a chartered accountant? Because see, I am a CA and you are all CAs, but I call CA as a creative accountant. And this WIRC is also a creative body which they come up with something innovative and new every time. Okay, so I also thought let us do something very creative Okay, so now you see this movie here, Dhadkan, and there is a character known as Dev. Okay, who was Dev in the movie? If you remember, who was Dev in the movie? Sunil Shetty, Anna. Yeah, Sunil Shetty played the role of Dev, and there was a Anjali. Okay, a Silpa Shetty, and there was a Ram, who was very rich, the rich Ram. Okay, Akshay Kumar. And there was a very famous dialogue from this movie. Okay, we are not diverting from the topic, we are on the topic only, dashboard. But this dialogue and this Dev is related to dashboard. Okay, and why I'm taking हाँ तुम मुझे भूल जाओ, तो Pankaj Shah, CA Pankaj Shah ji has written this. So I will just take you to that dialogue also, and that dialogue we will make imply today कि देव अंजलि को बोलता है कि अंजलि तुम मुझे भूल जाओ, मैं तुम्हें भूल जाऊं ये हो नहीं सकता, और तुम मुझे बुला दो ये मैं होने नहीं दूंगा। ठीक है, तो आप डैशबोर्ड ना बना पाओ, मैं डैशबोर्ड ना बना पाऊं, ऐसा हो नहीं सकता, और तुम डैशबोर्ड भूल जाओ ये होने नहीं दूंगा। ठीक है, तो आज हम डैशबोर्ड काफी अच्छे से सीखने वाले हैं। और ये जो देव मूवी था, देव जो था उसको हमने इंग्लिश में डेव कर दिया है। ठीक है, DAVE, एंड यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दिस वर्ड नाउ थ्रू आउट योर लाइफ। ठीक है, आपको ये देव को याद रखना है, जब भी इसे याद करेंगे आपको डैशबोर्ड की याद आनी चाहिए, देव। So DAVE stands for the 4 steps in dashboard. One is D. D means discover the data. So first you have to discover the data. You have to check the data, what is there available in the data. Then second step is to analyze the data, to create connection among the different data fields. Okay, how you can connect the data. Third one is visualize. That is, you have to create visual out from the data. And fourth one is to explore the possible ways of creating and displaying the data in a attractive manner. Okay, so these are the 4 steps that we need to do when we have to create any dashboard. Done? Okay, now I will close this file and I will open the file which we will be working on. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen again and now we are going to start the practical aspect of creating a dashboard. So here we go. And now you're going to see something very interesting today. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. I hope the Excel is visible to everyone. Can you see the Excel? Let me just zoom in. Is my Excel visible to everyone now? Yes, so I'm getting a yes in the chat box. So that means it is visible to all. Okay, now see, what all is visible to you? Tell me, what all is visible to you? What all can you see on the dashboard? What all can you see in the dashboard that you are seeing now? Okay, so now when you start with this, there are 3 categories: furniture, office supplies, technology. Then there are the other 3 buttons: consumer, corporate, home offices. Okay, so these are 6 categories. I'm just writing your category. And let me just increase the font size of this. So you're seeing some categories over here, and here you have the sales data, latest sales latest year, sales last year, sales growth on previous year versus previous year, profit latest year, profit last year, profit growth versus previous year. Okay, and now you have 17, 16, 17, 18. This is the old data. Okay, and you have some charts over here also. Okay, now see, this is a dashboard. This is a dashboard. Now let me show you some magic over here. Okay, yeah, you have the product list also, sales profit report, correct? Okay, so there are different products. You can see the product list and their particular sales and profits over here. Okay, based on different segments. So we have furniture, office supplies, and technology. So based on this, you have your consumer, corporate, and home office. So we have a product line, we have a consumer line. Okay, so which product we are selling to whom? Now let me show you some magic. Are you ready to see the magic? Okay, so let's the magic begin. And now I'm clicking on furniture and see what happens to the number. I'm clicking on furniture. Now see what happens to the number. What has happened? The number have changed or not? Has the number updated? Has the number changed? Can you see there is a change in the number when I clicked on furniture? Now, when I click on office supplies, can you see the numbers again changing in the top headings? Okay. Now, when I click on technology, you see that the numbers are changing again. All these 6 headers, these blocks, these green blocks, you can see the numbers will be changing. When I click on consumer, again you see the number changing. Here there is a negative sales growth of 1.9%. When you come to corporate, it is 17% growth. When you come to home office, it is a 85% growth. Okay, when you come to corporate, you see that the profit is declining by 48%. When you come to consumer, the profit is increasing by 78%. When you come to home office, the profit showing a growth of 115%. Okay, so this is all dynamic. This is all dynamic. Okay, now what about these numbers? Are these numbers also changing? Are these numbers also changing when I'm changing these? No, these numbers are not changing because these are static numbers. Okay, there is no filter over here. So this table is static, but what you see is all those figures which are increasing, where there is a growth, where there is a positive change, they are appearing with a green arrow. Can you see that up arrow pointing up, a green arrow? And wherever there is a fall, wherever there is a decline, there is a negative arrow. Okay, so you see, I think there is some mistake in the year. So no, yeah, from 16 to 17 it is increasing, and here from 16 to 17 there is a decline. Okay, so you have to read from year to year. Okay, 16 to 17. So from 16 to 17 there is a decline, so it is showing in red. Wherever there is a decline, it is showing in red. Okay. Now when we come to the chart part of it, now when I click on consumer, just focus on the charts now. Just focus on this chart now and see what happens. When I click on consumer, has the chart changed? Can you see the bar changing and the line also changing when I'm clicking on consumer? Now, when I click on home office, is it changing again? Is it changing again? When I click on first class, just we come to this right hand side of the chart. Okay. And when I click on first class, you see that both the charts are changing now. Both the charts are changing. When you click on second class, again there is a change. When you click on corporate, again there is a change. When you click on furniture, again there is a change. Okay. When I click on top 10, top bottom, there is a change. When I click on top 10, there is a change. These are radio buttons. Now see here the title sales with lowest all the time sales. Okay, and when I click on top, it is saying states with highest all the time sales. So now you have seen this dashboard, entire dashboard. Okay, now I've shown you how this is working. There are some buttons over here, some filters over here. When we are clicking on it, the numbers are changing. Here also, when you are clicking, the graphs are also changing. Okay. Now, how do you find this? आपको कैसा लगा देख के? Is it amazing? Is it just wow? Yeah, I will share this file also. Yes, yes, yes. See, I want you to learn. I don't want you to just come here, take the resources and go. I want you to learn. I want everyone to learn. Okay. So I will not share this file now. I will not share this file now. Okay. I have not shared this file. I will not share it now. I will share it at 7 o'clock. I will share it at 7 o'clock. Okay. Not now. Because if I share it now, you are all auditors. I know everyone is an auditor here, right? So what they what they will do is they will keep on auditing how the things are going, what we are doing. Okay, you will not work on it. Okay, so yes, you want the previous file, I will share that file. So I'm sharing the file which has the work, which is the data file, and you have to work with me on this file. Okay, you have to learn to create this dashboard. I've shared this file again. I've shared the file again which has the data. Yes. Chaliye, let's start working on it. Are you all ready with your laptops and the data open, the file open? Now, the file which I've shared with you, I will show you that file which I've shared with you. Let me open that file also on my system. And let us start with the creating the dashboard now. Okay. So I've opened the file. Can you see the file called as mastering Excel dashboards? Okay. Now see, there are two sheets in the file. One is the source data. Can you see the source data? Can you see the source data on my screen now? I hope the source data is visible to everyone. Yes, yes. Okay. And there is one more sheet, which is the design sheet. Because see, I wanted to help you. इसलिए मैंने आपको ये डिजाइन दिया है. नहीं तो मैं आपको ये भी नहीं देने वाला था. लेकिन मैंने कहा चलो इतना नहीं करते हैं, ठीक है? इतना भी तंग नहीं करेंगे किसी को. So I have given you the layout. Now you have to just build your building on it. I've given you the structure to create a dashboard. Okay, and this is the data. Now, what is the first step in creating a dashboard? What is the first Dev ka D? What is the first Dev ka D? Tell me. What is the first step in creating dashboard? What is the D stands for in the Dev? I want to test whether you are listening properly or not to me. Yes, discover data. Correct. So we are on to the first step now. We are on to the discovery of data gathering. Yes. So now this is the data. Let us browse through this data first. Okay, इस data को घूम के आते हैं थोड़ा सा, इस data का भ्रमण करते हैं, ठीक है? इसकी परिक्रमा लगा लेते हैं, ठीक है? So let us take a round across this data. Okay. So first, let me convert this data into a table. Is the data into a table now? Is the data into a table? Is this data into a table? Is this a data into a table? No. What is the shortcut key to create a table? What is the shortcut key to create a table? Control T. Very good. Anyone else who can tell me a different key to create a table? Different key to create a table. Alt N T. Okay. Alt N T. Correct. Alt N T. Alt L and Alt T. All three you can use. Any of the three you can use. And now this is the table. Okay. And from the table design, you can change the design of the table also. Whatever color you want, whatever color is your favorite, you can choose that one. Okay. Whatever color looks good, you can choose that. Okay. So I'm going with this blue one. Okay. So now this is the data into a table. What is the benefit of creating a table in Excel? Anyone? What is the benefit of creating a table into an Excel? What happens when you create a table? Data sorting, filter. Yes, you get automatic filters. You can see that there is an automatic filter over here. Easy understanding. Okay. You get the data into this colorful format. Very good. Easy to present. Okay. Now I'll show you some magic over here. I'll show you some magic. You might not be knowing it. You may be knowing it, but I know most of you will not be knowing it. Okay. Chali, referencing in formula. So I'll show you some magic over here. So referencing plus structuring plus reference. Very good. Filter plus reference plus structuring. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something. So this is a table and this is not a table. I'm outside the table now. Okay. So let me just write something here. So let me say profit percentage. I'm creating one column, profit percentage. Okay. And We have the sales also. So I will say sales percentage also. So sales percentage and profit percentage. Okay. Adding data and including is useful for dashboard charts, etc. Yes. Now suppose I write something over here. Suppose मैं लिखता हूँ यहाँ पे sales percentage यहाँ लिखता हूँ just next to the column of the table and press enter. What happens is it includes the next column into the table itself. Okay. And now when I put the formula, suppose I want to divide this number with the total of the sales. Okay. I want to divide this number with the total of the sales. So I have selected this. Now let us divide me with the total of this. So sum. And now I want to take the total of the sales. How do I take the total of the sales? You will say, sir, select everything. Okay. Is it? Now you have to select the entire column, sales column. And how many rows data it is? It is 9,000 rows data. Tell me, अच्छा मैं आपको दिखा देता हूँ कि data कितना बड़ा हमने लिया है. So when you press control and down arrow, you get to the last row. When you press control and down arrow, you get to the last row. Can anyone tell me, type in the chat box, what is the last row number you can see? What is the last row number? Can you see? How long is the data? What is the last row number? What is the last row number? 995. Correct. 995. Yeah, 1% of Excel total rows. What is the total number of rows in Excel? Amia? What is the total number of rows in Excel since you have mentioned 1%? I want to find out, I want you to type the exact number of rows in Excel. What is the last row? Yeah, 10,48,576. And how many columns are there in Excel? How many columns are there in Excel? Last column number I want. Number. Column number. Last column number in Excel. Abhi, no one is answering in the chat box. Except D is a alphabet Puja. I want the number. I want the number Bhavish. 16,384 is the correct answer. 16,384. No, 16,384. And how do you find out the column number? So I'll give you some function over here. So you type in column and open close bracket. Yeah, R1 C1 is also fine, but I'm just copying this formula in the chat box. You can just paste it in the Excel. You will get the column number in which you are. Another way is to convert your Excel into a R1 C1 style. How do you do that? You go to a file menu, options. In the option, you go to formula. In the formula, you can do R1 C1 reference style and click on OK. Now you will see something which you have seen for the first time maybe. How many are seeing this for the first time in Excel in their lifetime? You're seeing it for the first time कि आपको alphabet की जगह number दिखाई दे रहा है. If you're seeing it for the first time, can you write down first? If you're seeing it for the first time, can you write down first? इधर भी number, उधर भी number. Everywhere there is a number only. Yes. Formula, please, sir. Okay, so formula is column. So many people are discovering something new here, and I really like it. And that is the purpose of creating a webinar or a learning series. It is just not to claim the CPE, but to get the real knowledge. Okay. So I put the formulas, row and column, both you can apply. Yeah, I will show it again. So you have to go to the file menu. In the file menu, go to options. In the option, you go to formula bar. And in the formula bar, in the formula tab, you have to click on this R1 C1 reference cell, generally unticked. So when you click on it and you press OK, it will show you numbers on the column. Now, when you want to again get back to normal thing, then again go to file menu, options, formula tab, and uncheck this R1 C1 reference style. It will be back to your normal. Okay, now one more benefit of creating a table, and then we move to creating dashboards. Okay, now see, just focus on what I'm doing. Just focus on what I'm doing is I am just scrolling down. Is it advisable, sir, if R1 C1 will try alter any formula? Will it alter any formula? No, it will not alter any formula. but it is not a recommended style to put, because when you write any formula, it will not show you the reference of the particular cell. So do not put R1C1 style. You can just put it to just see the column number or something, but do not use R1C1. But it will not change any formula. It will just way to see the Excel. Okay. What is the use of this? See, the use is, yeah, what is the use of this? Suppose, acha, how many of you know how to apply a VLOOKUP? How many of you know how to apply a VLOOKUP? If you know, yes, you can write on yes. If you don't know, you can write on no. I think everyone knows VLOOKUP. Itna to aata hi hai, sir. Acha, there are some no's also. Okay. So there are some no's. One, Shweta doesn't know, and now XLOOKUP only. Yes, XLOOKUP is now the king. But those who are not using the latest version of Excel, they have to still manage with VLOOKUP only. Yeah, XLOOKUP is only for 365. Yes. XLOOKUP, yes. So if you know XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP, in XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP, you have to give a column index reference number, column index number. So in column index number, whenever we are dealing with a lot of data which has lots of column, how will you find out the column number? How do you find out the column number? Suppose if I ask you a question, okay, which column number has sales? In which column number do we have sales? Give me the answer quickly in the chat box. Which column number has sales? Use match function. Yeah, we can use match function. But yeah, column number 18. See, there are 26 alphabets in English, one A to Z. Okay, so Z means 26. You can move back and you can find out this number, or simply what you can do is you can write down this formula over here. No, you don't have to select all this. You can select from cells A to R also, and in the uh, status bar you will see the count. But I'm showing you something easy. Just put this column and press enter, and you see 18. Do you see this 18? So it is showing that the sales is in 18. Okay, now copy this same thing to profit. Copy the same thing to profit, and you will get 21. So whenever you have to apply VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP, then you can use this. So that is the use of this. Okay. Chaliye. Now let us start building the dashboard and understanding this data first. So I was showing you one more benefit of creating a table. See, when you move down, जब हम नीचे जाते हैं, now just keep your eyes on the alphabets A, B, C, D. यहाँ पे आप ध्यान देना थोड़ा सा, ठीक है? When I'm moving down, see what happens. When I move down, do you see A, B, C, D now? What do you see on the headers? Headers are freezed, correct? Headers are not freeze. Headers are merged with the Excel headers. Okay, but one more thing you have to observe over here is, now you see all the headings. When you move down, yeah. So we with the filters, and here you are seeing W. Now here you are seeing W, but here you are seeing profit. Now when I step outside the table, you will see the numbers again. You will see the alphabets again. When I'm inside the table, you see the table headings. Do you all get this? Do you understand what is happening here? Yes. Yes. Okay. Chaliye. Now let's move forward. It is better to make entire sheet than table. Yes, it is better to select the entire sheet. Control A. You can select the entire sheet by Control A, and then you can press Control T. Control A plus Control T. And if you do not convert the data into a table, let me remove the table. And if you do not convert this into a table, see what will happen. If you, this is a table only. Okay, but if you do not create a table, then what happens is you can use filters and you can use freeze pane to freeze your data. Okay, so that the headers doesn't go away. Okay, so suppose I want to put a header over here, then I want to freeze over here that this row ID should always be visible. So you can go to the view menu. In the view menu, you can freeze pane and apply freeze pane. Now, what is the role of freeze pane? When you move down, it will remain on top. This heading will remain on top, row ID. So I'm just moving down and see. Since it is a bulky data, the system is taking time. Yeah. Now you see that the headers are not merging with the row headers. You can see ABCD also, and you can see the row ID also. Okay, so this is because of freeze pane. Okay. And whenever I teach Alt WFF, yes, correct. Alt WFF is the shortcut key to apply freeze pane or unfreeze the pane. So I unfreeze the pane. Now when I'm moving towards the right, जब मैं right में जा रहा हूँ, ठीक है, towards the right. So you see that the left columns are not visible now. The left columns are not visible now. So I want to see the left columns also and the right column also. I want to see some columns constantly. तो मुझे वो कॉलम दिखने ही चाहिए, जो स्टार्टिंग वाले कॉलम है वो हमेशा दिखते रहे. तो ये कैसे हो सकता है? हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल? Wait, where are you going? So I want to see the starting columns, starting 3 or 4 columns I want to see every time. So how this is possible? Freeze what? Freeze the columns also. So I want to see the row ID and the order ID and the order date. Till the C column I want to see, these columns should always be visible to me. Okay. Then what should I do? I should come here in column D. Okay, I should come in column D and row number 2, and I should apply freeze pane over here. So I'll come here and I'll apply Alt WFF. Okay, Alt WFF. Place the cursor in that column and then freeze panes. Yes, correct. You're right. And see, whenever I teach freeze pane to anyone who doesn't know that, okay, or to the students, and I teach in some, I train students also, university students. So they're all fond of Bollywood and Shah Rukh Khan and all. Okay, so what I tell them, yeah, how if you have to remember freeze pane, you have to remember that song of Shah Rukh Khan where he says that it's a very famous song. Okay, and the song involves Kajol and Shah Rukh. Okay, and can you imagine which song I'm talking about? It has Kajol and Shah Rukh, and Kajol is wearing a sari in the song. And it has to do something with freeze pane. Any guesses, anyone? और अभी जो टाइम हो रहा है उस टाइम से भी वो सॉन्ग मैच करता हुआ है. ठीक है, तो so many hints I've given you. हाँ, सूरज हुआ मध्यम. DDLJ नहीं, DDLJ it is not. मैं ठहरा रहा जमीन चल लगी. Yes, so this is the freeze pane. मैं ठहरा रहा जमीन चलने लगी. So ये जमी जो है वो आगे चल रही है और ये ठहरे हुए हैं. ये जो तीनों ठहरे हुए हैं, ये ABC कॉलम्स ठहरा हुआ है और ये जमीन चल रही है. ठीक है, so this is how you can remember freeze pane throughout your life. कि व्यू मेन्यू में जाके freeze pane मैं ठहरा रहा और जमीन चलने लगी. चलिए, अब हम ठहर नहीं सकते, हमें आगे बढ़ना है और ये डैशबोर्ड जो है मुझे आपको इसका ट्रिक समझाना है. ओके, so yeah, this is my way of teaching or training or taking a class. I don't want boring lectures. And वैसे भी हम CA को बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि यार you are very boring and all. I keep my sessions very lively and very interactive, and I'm happy that I'm seeing that kind of energy in the chat box also. So thank you to all the participants for being active. So this is the first step of data discovery. We have seen how the data is, what the data is. It's a sales data and a profit data of a company which has having different years ka data it is. Okay, and different segments and different products and different customers and different areas and all these things are there. Okay, Chali. So this is the data. So we have to discover the data first, and then you have to identify which all data is important to us, what all we need to do with the data. So the second step is designing the layout, analysis, and visualization. So how do you design the dashboard? So to design the dashboard, first you should always keep the key parameters into mind. So whenever we deal with any financial, thank you. So whenever you see any financials or any numbers, we have to find out what is the important number, what is the most important number. So for any company, any organization, which number is the most important number? Answer in the chat box. For any company, which number is the most important number? Sales and profit. Very good. Sales and profit. Cost is also important, but what is more important is sales and GST number. He has taken my word literally. Which number is most important? GST number. Okay. In that case, PAN number is also important, right? Top line, bottom line. Yes, top line and bottom line. You're correct. So top line is the sales and the bottom line is the profit. Okay, so top line and bottom line both are important. So we have taken these two in the first and the last parameters. I'm just zooming in my screen. You will be able to see this layout. So we have inserted a text box, okay, and we have written sales for the latest year, then sales for the last year, then growth. So first three parameters are like this, then same with the profit. Now, how to create this? How to create this layout? Okay, so I'm just doing it. You can also do it with me, along with me, because if you do afterwards, then you'll not get time. Okay, so do it with me. So create a new sheet. Okay, and now what you have to do is we have to insert three buttons. We have to insert a shape basically. So go to insert, go to illustrations, pictures. I'm using 365, by the way. You might be using 16, 19 or 13 or 10. Okay, so you have to go to insert. In the insert, you will get this shapes. In the shape, you just select this, any square shape, okay, and just drag it over here. Okay, so just drag it over here. Just this is the first shape that I've inserted. I will create a copy. Control C and Control V. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or only 5. One is already there. So we'll create 5 copies of this. So 1, and we'll place it next to each other. Yes. So can you see the 6 boxes on the screen now? Can you see the 6 boxes on the screen? Okay. So we have inserted the shapes and then we have copied and pasted them. Now, next what you have to do is, you have to go to any one shape. You have to go to any one shape, right click on it and go to edit text. Right click and go to edit text. And in the text, we'll write down sales for latest year, latest FY, financial year. Okay. And we can increase the font size going to the font home tab and increase the font and make it center. Bring it into the center, make it bold. Okay. And we can use white color as a font color. Sorry, okay. So this is how we have inserted this sales for the latest financial year. You can copy this text box, Control C, and come to here, right click, edit text, paste it over here. Or what you can do is you can copy this entire text box and paste it. So latest year and last year. Or you can say current year or previous year, whatever you want to term it as. You can say sales for current year. Current year will not be because it will be last year only. So we'll say the latest or the past year, whatever you want to say. Latest only we'll keep it. Okay, latest financial year and the last financial year or previous financial year. And third one will be Third one will be the growth in sales. Okay, so growth in sales as versus previous year. These three buttons are for sales. Now we will do some smart work. So we will copy all these three together. So if you want to copy all these three together, what you have to do is you have to select all the three buttons together. So you can keep on pressing, you can keep control pressed and you can select all them and control C, control V. Now you will get the copy of these three. Okay, so copy and paste. So just bring it over here. Okay, and now what you can do is you can select this one and say control H. What is the use of control H? Replace. Replace what? Sales with profit. So first find. Okay, so it will not apply here because it's there in the boxes. So we'll just put profit first. So profit and profit. Growth in profit. So these are the six parameters that I've created for the dashboard. Okay. And now what you do is you go to the view menu and you just uncheck the grid lines. Go to the view menu and uncheck the grid lines. So now you will see that you will not see the grid lines, and there is a white background appearing at the back of the screen, and you can see these 6 buttons. Can you see this? Have you all done this so far? So we have made this. Okay. Now we want the number also. We want the number. So what we have done is we have created the 6 visuals. I have just increased the font so that you can see them. Okay. Now it is the time to get the number. Now to get the number, we have to create a sheet called as working. Okay. So now we will create a working sheet in our dashboard. This we will name as dashboard. Okay. And we will create one more sheet which will be called as a working sheet. Working. Okay, now how to remove lines? Go to the view menu, go to the view tab and just uncheck this grid line. Can you see this grid line over here in the view grid line? Just uncheck this and the lines will go. Is it clear? Okay. Now, yeah, we move to the next thing. Yes, we move to the next thing. So we have to create the working over here. Now tell me, how do I summarize the data? What is the tool in Excel which is used to summarize the data? Again, a question for everyone. What is the tool which is used to summarize the data in Excel? Pivot. Very good. Very good. Pivot tables. Very good. So it is now the time to create pivot tables. Okay. So how do we create pivot table? First, you select the data. Control A. What is the shortcut key to insert a pivot table? Alt N V T. Alt N V T. A N V T. Alt N V T. Okay. And now it is showing me table 1 because table 1 is the name of this table. Okay. Table 1 is the name of this table. Now choose where you want to put the pivot table. New sheet or existing sheet? What should we select? New sheet or existing sheet? Tell me, new or existing? Yeah, Alt DPT is also the right shortcut. New sheet, because there is no space in the existing sheet, we'll always select a new sheet. And new sheet I've already created. Okay, I've already created a new sheet. So I will, if you're not created a new sheet, you can select new. But since I've already created a sheet with the name working, I will give the reference in the existing sheet and location. I will write down working and I will select any cell in that sheet. I'm selecting B3. I'm saying okay. Okay. Now just a quick question to everyone. How many of you are learning pivot table for the first time? If it is the first time, you can write down F. And if it is not, then you can write down multiple line M. So first F, you can write down first. M multiple times you have created and first time. Okay. Very good. So I'm getting many FMs. Okay. FM दोनों आ गया हमारे पास. Finance Minister आ गए सारे FM. So there are some first timers also and there are some multiple timers also. Okay. Now I have to consider both. तो जितने भी मल्टीपल लोग जिन्होंने बहुत बार पिवट बनाया है वो फटाफट से बना सकते हैं, लेकिन यू विल लर्न समथिंग न्यू टुडे. ओके, आज हम थोड़ा सा अलग तरीके से इसको देखेंगे. So whenever those who are doing it for the first time now, see, whenever you create any pivot table, there are two parts to a pivot table. One is the table fields, okay, and a window which is a kind of a floating window, okay, which you can increase and decrease its length and breadth. And there is one layout over here. Okay, so what I prefer is you always keep it on the left hand side. Okay, so the right hand side is for the visuals, the left hand side is the panel for the pivot table. Okay, now those who are learning pivot for the first time, I'm giving you an acronym for pivot. Okay, and that is FCRV. FCRV, you have to remember this for your life. FCRV. F stands for filter, C stands for column, R stands for row, and V stands for value. These are the four pillars of pivot table. These are the four pillars of PT, pivot table. These are the four pillars on which the building of pivot table will be erected. ठीक है, चलिए अब ध्यान देते हैं कि कहाँ पे क्या चीज जानी चाहिए. ठीक है, तो बिफोर आई स्टार्ट विद द प्रैक्टिकल पार्ट ऑफ द पिवट टेबल, let me just give you some theoretical background of pivot table. Okay, so pivot table is used to create a summary from the data. How did you get the table on the left hand side? Yeah, just click and drag it. इसको उठा के कहीं भी पटक सकते हैं आप. ठीक है, so you can just drag it and put it anywhere. So if you put it on the corner, it will find a place itself. Okay, इसको बिल्कुल corner में ले जाके रख दीजिए. तो यहाँ पे भी left hand side, right hand side, wherever you want to put it, you can put it. It will adjust automatically. Okay, now yeah, drag and drop उठा के पटक दो एक साइड में. ठीक है, चलिए. Now there are four sections you can see: filter, column, row, and value. Now I'll give you one more acronym for the day. Okay, today you are going to get so many acronyms. Okay, because many times even experienced seasoned chartered accountant get confused between rows and column. Okay, do you also get confused between rows and column? What is a row and what is a column? Okay, so what is a row and what is a column? Tell me. Rows are, how do we express what is row and what is a column? What is a row and what is a column? Come on, everyone, fast. Horizontal rows and vertical columns. Very good. Yeah, so rows are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. Columns are alphabets A, B, C, D. Okay, so how do you remember this? You have to remember this with a word, with the acronym, which says that give your CV to HR. Give your CV to HR. So HR को आपको क्या देना है? CV. So HR, CV. Just remember these two words: HR, CV. So R stands for rows, H stands for horizontal. So rows are horizontal and columns are vertical. Columns are vertical. CV. Columns are vertical. Rows are horizontal. चलिए, तो ये समझ में आ गया कि रो क्या होता है, कॉलम क्या होता है. That means whenever you want the data in horizontal manner, one below the other, we'll keep them in rows. When we want the data side by side, then we'll keep in the columns. जब आपको एक के पास में एक चाहिए, ऐसे साथ में पास में चाहिए, ठीक है, ऐसे, तो कॉलम होगा. और जब एक के नीचे एक चाहिए ऐसे ऐसे, तो क्या होगा? रो होगा. ठीक है, रो एंड कॉलम. Now what will come in the value? Tell me, what symbol do you see near value? यहाँ पे जो symbol बना हुआ है, ये क्या symbol है? What is this called? This symbol with the word value. What is this called? Summation, sigma, summation, sum, value. So value itself means that numerical value. Okay, there are some moral values also, but we are dealing with numbers, so we'll say numerical values. Okay, so and what is the most important thing in life is the value that we attach to ourselves and the value that people attach to us as a professional. Okay, so value will always have numbers. Okay, so whenever you want to take the total of anything, then we'll put the number into value. That field we'll put into the value. So I've told you what will come in the row, I've told you what will come in the column, and what will come in the value. Now what should come in the filter? What should come in the filter? That field, the basis on which you want to filter the information. The field on the basis of which you want to filter any information in the pivot, that should come in the filter column. Okay. Title. Okay. Chaliye. Now, what I want is, I want the sales number. I want the total of the sales. So what should I do? I will type in sales because there are so many columns. So you will have to search. What you can do is you can type. So just type in sales and just put a checkbox over here. So what do you see now? What do you see now? What I've done is I have put a tick on the sales. Secondly, what you can do is you can just drag and drop over here. Just drag the sales over here. So you see a number over here, which I'll convert into a comma form. Okay. Now you can read it is 22,97,200. Now what is the sale? Which year sale is this? Can you tell me which year sale is this? Which number is this? What is this number representing? ये किसका sum लेके आया है? Yes, for all the years. It is the sale of all the years. But I want the sale of the current year. So what should I do now? I want the sale only of the current year. What should I do now? Tell me. We have to put the time period in the rows. Okay. Now, which column of the data has the date? Which column of the data has the time period? That is the date. So we'll put the order date in the rows. So when I put the order date into rows, see what happens. Now, can you see the change in the pivot table now? Can you see the change in the pivot table now? We have got the data for 4 years, 14, 15, 16, 17. And we have got the grand total also 22,97,200. Now, how many years data you want? 4 years or 2 years only? How many years data we want? How many years data we want? 2 years. So what should we do? How do we remove the first 2 years? How do we remove the first 2 years? There's a button over here. There's a filter over here. And you can filter the dates. You can filter the date and you can select last year or current year. Okay. You can use filter over here. So in the filter, you will get all these options. You can select 16 and 17. When you select 16 and 17, you will see only two numbers, that is 16 ka sale and 17 ka sales. Okay. So now we have filtered the information for 2 years. And this is what? This is the sales. So I will just remove this sum of and just put sales over here. Okay. And these are row labels. We can type in years over here. So we have got year and we have got sales. Okay. Now what is the next task we need to do? What we need to do is we need to bring this number in the particular dashboard. Okay. So how do I bring this number to the sheet, the dashboard sheet? How do I bring the number over here? How do I bring the number over here? Shall I type it? Link. Yes. So I just need to type is equals to, okay, but not in the dialog box, in the formula bar. Okay, just be here in this cell and go to the formula bar and write down is equal to, go to the working sheet and select the year. Just give me one moment. You can do one more thing over here. What I've done is I have copied this and how to get year of the order date. Okay. How to get the year of the order date. So if you want to find out the year of the order date, there is a formula called as text function. There is a formula. So I'll show you that formula. Let me go to the. Now, there is another learning today for everyone. So I'm just adding one column over here. And since this question is asked, so just after the order date, I'm putting one more column. Someone has asked how to get the year of the order date. Okay. So since the date has a date, month and year, so I would just want to find out the year. So I will write down year over here, year. And what we need to do is we need to write this formula text. We have to use the text function, select the date. Okay, select the date. So write down the text function and then select the date, put a comma, and in inverted comma, you have to write y and close the bracket. Wait, there is some problem with the Excel. Yeah, year formula. You can write down year formula also, but I use text function. Yeah, text is the right way to actually do it. Yes. So is equal to text, select the value, order date, comma, in the inverted comma, y, and close it. So you get the all the years. Yeah, you get all the years. Yeah. So Himalayas put the formula in the chat box. You can all copy it and you can use. So that is how you can get the year of the sale. Okay. Now see, what we have to do is after we get the year of the sales, I have just inserted one more check dialog box over here, this button over here. Just put your cursor inside is equals to, go to the working sheet and select this number. Is equal to, put it in the formula bar, equals to working number and enter. Okay, one more thing you have to do in case of pivot. So one setting you have to do is you have to select this pivot table and go to pivot table analyze, and in the pivot table options, in the layout and format, just uncheck on this preserve cell formatting and update and auto fit column on it. That is okay. Yeah, you can just uncheck this preserve cell formatting on update. Now see, what you have to do is after this, you have to go to the come to the dashboard again. And you have to give a reference to this cell value. Okay, yeah. So we need to link outside. Okay, fine. Now see, what you'll do is you will just create a link anywhere outside the text box. Okay, so what you'll do is we will just create a link over here. So is equals to, just link it here. You will get this number over here. Okay, now this number you can copy it in the this box. Okay, just put it here and then give a reference to this cell. Uh, yeah, so that is how we get this number over here. Okay, so just increase the font size. And we'll change the format also here now. So automatically we can remove the decimals from here. Okay, and make it white. So now you can change the color format to white and make it bigger also. Okay. Yeah, I'm repeating everyone. Now see what we have to do is, what we had done is, how do we get this number over here? See, when we are putting whenever you try to put any number in the but in the box, okay, text box, see, it is not a cell, it is over the cell, it is over and above the cell, it is not inside a cell. So it doesn't take that reference first. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to give the reference to the number in some other cell. Okay, and then that reference, so what I did is I copied the number here. Okay, so what I did is I just put is equal to sign in the, or maybe not here, here outside the dashboard. I have come to AD, I have come to cell number AD. Okay, I've come to this column AD, and here I'm putting a is equal to, then I'm going to the working file, I'm going to the working file, working sheet, and I'm selecting this 2017 record data. So do you see this number over there? Can you see this number? 7,33,215 in cell number AD. Can you see this number 215 733,215 in AD? Everyone? Yes, if you can see this, now what we are supposed to do is we will hide this also. Okay, so what we did, we got the number from the working sheet to this dashboard sheet. Now this number I want to insert over here in this particular cell. So what I do is I just press is equal to, and I give a reference to this and press enter. So this number is there. Okay, but that text has gone. That text has gone. Okay, so what we will do is we'll keep the text box as it is, we'll copy it and we'll paste it. We will paste it here so that the heading remains same and the number keeps on changing here. Okay, and here is equal to sign, make it bold. Okay, so this is the sales for last financial year, the previous financial year. So you can bring this number over here now. Okay, now we want the sales for the last year. So here, instead of this, I want the number from the previous year. So what I'll do is copy this, paste it over here, and instead of giving B3, we can write down B2. What is this number? Cell number, it is B4. So B5 and B4. or let me just bring it over here. Now we have got 609,206 also. Okay. So what we will do is we will copy this here. Here we want to put this number. So what you will do is you will just type in is equals to, and you will give the reference of the cell where we had got this number. Okay, so here also we get this number. Now see, when you have to change the formatting of this to this cell, what you can do is you can select this, you can select the format printer, and you can apply it over here. So you can minimize your efforts. Not able to get the number in cell. Inside the button, formula is not coming. Okay. Now let me show you how this formula will come inside the button. So have you got this in the cell? Have you got these numbers over here? Okay. Now what we need to do is, let me show you by creating one more button over here, the change button. So let me insert one shape over here. Now we want to find out the growth in percentage. Okay, so we need to apply a formula over here. What is that formula? We want to take the difference. So this minus this. Okay, we get this number. And this you want to divide by 100 by base number, and then you want to find out the percentage change. Okay, so I'm now calculating the percentage change. So this minus this, and you can say okay, and this minus this divide by the base. So we are getting 0.20. We can convert into a percentage now. So we are getting 20%. Are you all understanding what I'm doing? Are you all with me? Have you got this? Typing in the formula bar is working. Okay. Yes. So what you can do is, now I wanted to do this over here. So select this, then type on the formula bar, type in the formula bar and give a reference to the cell where you have put the working. So I'm giving a reference to this cell, and when you press enter, you will see that the value will appear inside the box. Okay, you have to type in the formula bar, not in the text box. You have to type in the formula bar. Okay, and then you can apply the format over here. So use the format printer to apply the format. Okay, so now we have got these numbers. Now we have got this numbers. Okay, so this is sales of the current year, this sales for the previous year, and there's the increase. Similarly, you can do it for the profit. I'm not doing it. You can do it for the profit also. Okay, manageable. Okay, shall we move ahead? Can we move ahead? Yes. Okay. Now see, next what we have to do is, what we have done is we have just find out this. Okay, now this I will do later on. Filter buttons I will put later on. First, let us work on this also. Now table 1, sales by subcategory for 16-17. Okay, so first what we want is sales by subcategory. So when you go to the data, now there are so many columns, there are so many fields. So you have to decide like what you want to see. So suppose we want sales by segment. So if you see sales by segment, because there was a segment also, we want to see the sales by segment. So column P is subcategory. We want to see the sales by segment also now. So what we'll do is we'll go to the working sheet again, and we will create one more pivot. We'll go to the working sheet and we will create one more pivot. Now, if you want to, can I explain the percentage? Okay, I'll come back to it again. All the queries will take it after 6:30. Okay, so all the queries I'm keeping it pending till 6:30. We will take it after 6:30. Okay, so wait for 20 minutes. Let me complete, and then you can ask question. We'll allow you to unmute also, and you can ask questions. Okay, so just be there for next 20 minutes. Just focus on what I'm doing. Okay. So now we have to create the sales by subcategory. So what we are doing is we are creating a new pivot table. Okay. Now my question to everyone, to create a new pivot table, do I need to again go to insert and pivot table and select the range, or so? Do I have to again do the entire process? No. Copy paste. Yes. What you have done from the childhood, do that same thing. Copy paste. What we are good at. Copy paste. Whether it is audit report or whether it is balance sheet PNL, we always are comfortable with copy paste. Control C, Control V. All lazy lads over here. Okay. So yeah, Control C, Control V. Now, where you're not seeing that field button and all these things. So right click on this and click on show field list. Okay. Show field list. That is sometime hiding itself. So you have to just show it. Right click and show. Yeah, I'm like that from the very childhood. Okay, चलिए. अब हमें क्या करना है? We have to create a subcategory, sales by subcategories. Okay, so obviously we want the sales. So I'm just removing the years from here. I don't want the years now. This is the total sales. I want the sales by subcategory. So I'll type in subcategory, and we will put it in the rows. Okay, now do you see all the subcategories coming? So here, instead of here, we will type in subcategory. Subcategories and sales. But sales is coming for all the years together. So I want the sales by year. So what should I do is, I should put the order date again in filter. We need to put the order date in filter to get the sales for two subcategories for 2 years. So subcategory into rows. Sales, I want year wise. So what I'll do is I will just go to filter. I will just select order date and put it in the filter. So now we want the two columns. Now we want two columns. Okay. So order date we have put in filter, or order date. What we'll do is we'll put it in the column. Let us put order date into column and see what happens. Put order date into column. अभी तक column खाली था, सूना. Now हमने column में रख दिया है date. And see what happens. You are getting 2 years, 16, 17. Now, why you're not getting 4 years and 2 years only? Can anyone answer me this question? Earlier we were getting 4 years. Now we are getting only 2 years. Why? So why we are getting 2 years only, 16, 17? Why not 4 years? Excel is smart. Yes. Yes. No, because we copy pasted it. So it copy pasted the filter also. Okay. So Excel was, yeah, we have filter out in the previous pivot. Yes. So it records what you're doing actually. Okay. So 16 and 17. Okay. Now suppose I want to show 17 figure first and 16 afterwards. Then what can I do? I want to see 17 column pehle, 16 baad mein. Can I do some sorting over here? Can I apply the sort newest to oldest? So 17 has come here and 16 has gone there. So this is 17, this is 16. So we want the previous, the latest year first. Yeah. How got year in pivot? So what we did is we put the year date into the order date into column. Order date को आप column में रख दीजिए, आपका भी आ जाएगा. Put the order date in column and the subcategory into rows. Okay, subcategory into rows and order date into column. So now we have created the second visual. Okay, so now we have created the second visual, and let us just have a look at the outcome. So here what we want is, we want the 2 years and we don't want a grand total, we want a difference. And there is a magic over here also. Okay, I will just show you the output. So for each category, we want a difference. Okay, and how the difference is calculated is D15 divided by E15. So D15 is the base year, the current year divided by the base year, and -1 for 100. Okay, so you're getting the percentage. And what is the C15 is equal to blank blank. So basically, now we have to okay. So for getting a comma in the this thing, you have to convert the number into a comma format. Okay. So if you want the numbers into comma format, you have to apply that particular format. I'll show you. So now we'll create a comparison. Okay. So now in the pivot, see what happens is this is the 2 columns. Okay, this is the data for the 2 columns 17 and 16. In this pivot, there is no grand total column. So for all our working also, we have to remove the grand total. Now, how do you remove the grand total from the pivot table? How do you remove the grand total from the pivot table? Those who know the pivot table, they can answer. I hope the screen is visible to all. I am on the working sheet now. I want to remove the grand total column. How do I remove it? Go to the design, and yes, in the design, you have the grand total option. You can say off for rows and columns. So again, I'm explaining to those, you have to click on the pivot table, go to design. In the design, you have this grand total. You can put it on and off. So I am just selecting off. Okay. So now these grand totals have gone. Now what we'll do is, sorry, we'll copy this pivot table over there, and in the column labels I will write down years. Okay, so year and subcategory, and I will just yeah, so if sales, you can say sales by subcategories. And we can remove this from here. Okay, this will not go. So sales by subcategories. Okay. Now what we can do is we can copy this pivot over here. So Control C, go to dashboard, and here Control V. So now we have got the subcategories and the sales. Subcategory and the sales. You can mention the year over here, 2017 it is, 2016 it is. Okay, now so the one who are asking for the comma, what you can do is you can select the numbers, and in the number format you can click on this comma format. When you're selecting a number format, the commas will not appear. When you select accounting format, the commas will appear. And if you want to see a rupee symbol also, you can select a rupee symbol also. So in the accounting, you can select a rupee symbol. You have to look for INR or rupee, and here it is. So we can get a rupee symbol also. Okay, so that is how we can convert this. Okay, now I want a change. I want a one more column, that is growth over previous year. Okay, so what I'll do is, now we have to write a formula over here. Okay, so the formula will be this divided by this. Okay, and the whole thing we want to multiply by 100. sorry, this divided by this minus 1 into 100. Convert into a percentage. So there is a 45% growth. There is a 45% growth. 43%, sorry. Have you understood how we have got this? Yeah, C4 divided by D24 minus 1. Okay. And you can copy it till the end. Okay. Now the list can be long. Okay, the list can be long. So if you want this to be applied on all the parts, on when you type the formula, you don't have to drag it to the down. You can just simply press Control D. It will copy it down. Control D. Okay. So here it is a zero growth. The same figures are there, but yeah, you are getting different percentage. Now, how do we convert this into a green and a red symbol? How do we insert the symbols over here? That is the thing to be understood over here. So if you see the design, if you see my output sheet, here we are getting a percentage also. Here we are getting a percentage also. And we have applied a if also, if condition. So what is this if function doing? Can anyone tell me what is this if function doing basically? What is the role of if function over here? Can anyone tell me what is the role of if function? Result based on multiple condition. Okay, formatting based on percentage. No, it is saying that if suppose, let me show you why the if function is there. Okay, suppose when I drag it down, I'm on my sheet now. So when I drag it down, it is giving me an error. Okay, if I copy paste the data to a blank cell, it is giving me an error. So to avoid this, what you can do is you can check whether there is any value over here or not. Okay, this is a part of advanced Excel. Okay, so what we can do is we can write a if function. If this is equal to blank, so this is the indication of blank. When you put two inverted commas, that means there is no value, it is a blank. Then the output should be blank, else the calculation should be done. Okay, so I put a if function over here. Let me close this if, and let me copy it and press enter. Now do you see any error in the end? I think it's not got copied. Just a minute. So there's the if function, Control C and Control V. Yeah. Now do you see any error in the end? There is no error over here. And suppose if we put any data, suppose I put chairs and let me put any number over here. Okay, now we are getting the result. So as you add more items, okay, let us say stool. Okay, and you put some random number, you will get the answers. Okay, so that is why we are putting a if function. Okay, chaliye. Now the interesting part, how do we convert these percentage into indicators like this? Can anyone answer me how we can do this? Let me show you. Yeah, how we can get this green symbol and the red symbol? How can we do this? What conditional formatting? We can use if error also. Yes, we can use if error. If the if is returning any error, then we can use conditional formatting. Everyone is saying conditional formatting, but the answer is not conditional formatting. There is a twist over here. There is answer is not, no, it is not sparkline also. It is not a sparkline also. Format cells. Okay. So Dheeraj, can you explain how format cell number formatting? Okay, Yatin. Graph. No, it is not a graph. Custom format. Correct. Yes, this is the magic of custom format. Okay. And I think I've copied that formula somewhere to save time. Yes. So you have to apply a color code. I'm just putting it in the chat box. And now we will see how to apply the color format. So now the format is there in everyone's chat box. What you have to do is just move to our data wherever there is this growth. Okay. And select all the cells. Control shift down arrow. Control 1 you have to press. Control 1. When you press Control 1, format cells window open. You have to go to custom format, the last option in the data. You have to go to custom. Okay. And in the custom, what you have to do is you have to just copy paste what I have just shared with you. Just copy paste what I have shared with you. In the custom, let me just increase the font size. In the custom, just copy paste what I've sent you in the chat box. Not getting copied from Zoom chat. Not getting copied. Let me try. Not getting copied. Okay, if not getting copied, then you type. Okay, and that is how you learn. Very good. If it is not getting copied, then it is rather good. So now you can type in. Okay, just type in what I'm typing. Okay, Control 1. Custom. In the custom where the word type is written, just type in this. Okay, type in the square bracket color 10, or instead of color 10 you can type in green. Just type in green in square bracket, put a 0.0 percentage, and this symbol you can bring it by pressing window dot. Can you see some emojis over here? And you can write down up. You can write down up over here. So you'll get an up arrow. So you can select this one. Okay, it is an indicator for upward movement. Semicolon, put a red, write down red, and then you can write down down. So we can use a down symbol. Okay. So window dot down. And see what happens now. Okay. So is it visible to everyone? This is what you have to type. This is what exactly you have to type. Green in square brackets, .0.0 percentage. Then this symbol window dot you have to press for this. Semicolon, red in square bracket, 0.0 percentage. 0.0 you can put in bracket also if you want. Percentage outside that, and then these down arrow and press OK. Now, do you see the change? Okay. Now we are getting this bracket because you have put bracket. You can remove the bracket. You will not get this. So let me do that. In the green, just remove the bracket from the green, because we don't want to show the negative number into brackets. We want to show only the number, negative number in bracket. Now, if you type in green, color green, you will see green and you will see red over here. So wherever there is a decline from the previous year and current year, you are seeing the value in red and with the down arrow. And where there is the increase, you are seeing the numbers in red. And we have not colored coded them. We have not colored them. It is number formatting, custom formatting in number. How to get triangle? Triangle. You want the triangle? See, triangle you can insert. Okay. See, I had got the triangle. You have to copy it from the this thing. Thank you. Yeah, window dot. In window dot also, are you getting a triangle? I was not getting a triangle in window dot. This is one symbol in window dot. Yes, this is the downward arrow. But are we getting an upward arrow also? Window dot. In the emoji, you can look for it maybe. So there is a downward arrow for sure, but for upward arrow. You can look for it. Okay. So this is how you can be. It depends on your creativity, how creative you want to be, and how you want to, what you want to explore. There are so many things in Excel that you can do. It is just one example that, and it's just a 3-hour session. So not possible to get everything. Yeah, now we are getting this. Yeah. So if you look for it, you will get it also. So now we have got these buttons. Now you can apply this. So we can just copy this format. Okay, just copy, or what we can do is copy and paste it over here. So you can copy the button over here, Control C. Again, go to this format, Control 1, and now you can paste it over here, Control V. Now instead of green, you can write down color 10, COLOR 10. That is a better this thing. And here you can select the down arrow. Now it is a green, dark green color you are getting. Okay, earlier we were getting a light green. Now you can select the down arrow, copy, Control 1, and we'll put this symbol over. Now this is exactly what we are getting. I hope this is interesting and this is amazing what you are seeing. How to get overgrowth? Yes, I hope this is exciting, this is interesting. Okay, now how to get the growth? See, we have to just do a simple calculation over here. The current year divided by the base year. Okay, so this will give you the divider. Okay, 1.43. So that is 143% growth. Okay, so we will minus this by 1. So if you minus this by 1, so it is saying 0.43. And then you have to convert this into a percentage. So it is a 43% growth. So this is how the formula is derived. C24 divided by D24 minus 1. And that is how you get 43%. Okay, now see, if we have to do the same thing using conditional formatting, then also we can do this. I will show you conditional formatting also for this part. So Control D, we have got these numbers again. Okay, now we are doing through conditional formatting. So if you go to conditional formatting tab, and what we want to use is the icon set. You can use this icon set. Okay, so yes, this one. But now in the icon set, there are 3 icons. One is the up, one is the yellow, and one is the red color. Okay, this is conditional formatting. And see, if you want to hide the numbers, you can also do that. Okay, so you go to conditional formatting again, go to manage rules. In the manage rules, double click on this and click on show icon only, and see what happens now. Now you just see the icon. Now you just see the icon. So now what is this showing? What it is showing that these trends are increasing. So it is comparing the growth of the subcategories. Okay, so this number is increasing, this is not, this is declining, this is again average, this is increasing. So you can this arrows are coming as per the formula that you have set. So in the conditional formatting, manage rules, you can see that there is some parameters. The green will appear when the value is more than 67%. Yellow will appear if the value is between 33 and 67%. And the value is less than 33%, then a red will appear. Okay. So like that, you can define your values. So wherever you want the value is more than 1, then a green should come. And wherever the value is less than 1 and more than 0, a this thing will come. So now we can apply this also. So now you will see a green everywhere, and wherever there is a fall, you are seeing a yellow. Okay, so this is due to conditional formatting. BODMAS rules. How to get the up and down arrow symbols. Okay. See, it is very simple to get these symbols. You have to just press window D, window dot. Window dot will open the emoji button. Okay, in the emoji you can select. So you can select a cross mark and press enter. You are getting this window. Window dot, you can select a checkbox. You are getting this. Okay. And if you want to give them color, now if you apply this color, it will become red. Okay, if you apply a green color to this, it will become green. So that is how you can bring this font over here. Okay, and how to use them? Suppose you are given a task to your staff and you want to see whether the work has been done or not. So whenever he says the work status, you want to find out work status. Then I'm showing you one trick. You can just put this here in any cell. So I'm just cutting it and pasting it here on the top. Okay, now in the work status, so these are the different tasks that you have given to your employees. Okay, these are the different tasks that you have given to employee, and you want to see whether the work is done or not. So whether he'll type done, not done, done, not done, but you don't want done, not done. Okay, what you want is, instead of done, not done, he will waste time in writing all this. I want a drop down menu where if the work is done, he can select a tick mark, and where the work is not done, he can select a this. So I want a drop down over here. So can you see that there is a drop down coming? Okay, now how this actually is working? Okay, so what you have to do is you have to create a drop down in Excel. How many of you know how to create a drop down in Excel? How many of you know how to create a drop down in Excel? Yes, data validation. Very good. List option. Yes. So let me quickly show you this, and then again we will come back to our dashboard, and I will show you some more parts, the main parts of it. Okay. So how do we create a list? Go to data, go to this data tools, data validation. In the data validation, select list. And in the list, you have to select the source. And in the source, you select these two cells and click on OK. Now, when you click on OK, you will get a drop down over here and you will be able to select. And you can copy the same in all the cells. Control D. Okay, so now you get the drop down. Now, your person can do it. Okay, and the formatting also you can do of these cells, and for that you need to use a what you can say, custom format, control 1. Okay, so control 1, and then you have to define, okay, wherever you see a cross, it should be a green color or something like that. Then the colors will come. Otherwise, one color you can decide for all, and it will come in that color only. Okay. So these are some tricks in Excel that you can work on, and you can make your Excel interesting, task interesting. Okay. So yes. Now we have put this. Now we can just copy and paste it in the dashboard. Okay. So it is just a copy paste the dashboard. Now, since the time is coming to an end, we are nearing the end. Let me show you how to create some charts also in dashboard. Okay, because this is all repetition that you can do. We will see. I will also show you how to apply these filters. Okay, so you can see the filters over here. Okay, but first let us understand how to create charts. Okay, now what is this chart showing? Can anyone tell me what is this chart showing? This is showing the sales and the price. This is showing the sales and the price, or you can say profit. So the sales are shown by the bar and the profit is shown by the line chart. Yeah, I will share the I will share the file for the practice. Don't worry about that. Okay. What you can't see, Prashant? Can you see the charts? No, good. All good. Okay, okay, okay. So now, see, these charts are showing the sales and the price, the profit. Okay. Let me share my window again. Let me share my window again because there are some. I hope now you can see the charts. Perfect. Great. So now, whenever I click on this, the segment, we are getting different charts. Okay. We're getting different charts. And these charts are showing the quarters and the years and the sales. These are sales and these are profit. Okay. The sales and profit. So how the sales and profit are doing. Okay. For the quarterly, you can have a quarter comparison. So you can see the 2014, the quarter 4 sales were the lowest least. Quarter 3 was the highest sales. Then 2015 quarter 4 was the highest sale, something like that. Okay. Now, how to create these charts? So first, we need to have the data for the chart. So I will show you the working over here for chart. So this is the table we need to create, pivot table we need to create for the charts. Data for chart 1, the table for chart 1. So years, quarter, sum of sales and sum of quantity. So this is the quantity. We can take a profit column also. Okay. So this is the chart 1 and this is chart 2. Chart 2 was state-wise sales. Okay. So let us focus on chart 1 and let us create this chart in our sheet. So this is the working sheet. What I will do is I'll copy paste the pivot table, the first pivot, copy and paste. Okay, now again go to show field list. And what we need to do is, now what we want is we want the profit and the sales, year wise profit and sales. So we already have the year, we'll keep the year, we already have the sales. What we will bring in, we will bring in the profit also. And profit, I should put in the. So we have the sales and we have the profit. We have the sales and profit. Okay. Okay, so we have the sales and the profit and we can format this. Okay, we can format this. And we want all the years. So we will remove the filters from here. We want all the 4 years. So we will include 14 and 15 also. So we have the 5 years now, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. And we have all the figures for the particular years. Now I want the quarters also. I want the years quarter also. Now, how do I get quarters? Anyone? How do I get the quarter? So what we need to do is in the pivot table field, if you see in the pivot table field, if you see, there are years, quarters, months, and order date. So remove the order date from the filter from the field. Okay, and remove the month also. So you have the years and the quarters. Remove the year also now. So you have quarter 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we will bring in the order date again. So type in the order date. Let me just. So we'll put order date again. Order date and I want the year. So years I will select. Okay, now I will put year on top and quarters afterwards. So here you have a plus button. You can click on it and you will see the year and the quarter. Year and the quarter. Okay. Now I don't want this presentation. I want the year and the quarter should come side by side. So what we can do is right click on this, go to pivot table option, go to layout and format and just click on this. Oh, sorry, go to display and just click on classic pivot table layout. Classic pivot table layout. Okay, classic pivot table layout in the display option and click on OK. Now see what do you get. So now what you get is 2014 1 2 3 4, 2015 1 2 3 4, 2016 1 2 3 4, and 2014 1 2 3 4. Okay. Now we don't want the sum in between. So what we can do is again go to design and go to grand total, and we can write down. We can just put the we can go to subtotal and do not show subtotals. So it will not show subtotal. It is just showing the 4 years and the 4 quarters. Now, what is the way to create a dashboard? Sorry, a chart. What is the shortcut key to create a chart? Can anyone tell me? Screen is frozen. Is it now visible? Is the screen visible now properly? Can you see? No. Is the screen visible now?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay, okay. Just a minute. Let me share my entire screen now. Okay, now can you see this pivot? I think you missed on the part like how created this pivot. I'll show you quickly that I put the year and the quarters. Okay, so when you insert the order date, you get to see the years. Okay, now in with the years, I want the quarters also. Okay, so in the field option, you will see the order date and quarters written over here. You can just click on the quarter, and the years and quarters will come. And you have to do one more setting in the pivot table. Right click on the pivot table, go to pivot table options, and in the pivot table option, go to display. I hope this is visible now. This display. Can you see this dialog box? Yes. So in the display, you have to click on classic pivot table layout. You have to click on classic pivot table layout and click on OK. Okay. Now you will see. That we have got years and we have quarters and sales and profit. Now what we'll do is we'll select entire thing and press Alt F1. Press Alt and F1. And what do you see? Alt and F1. Alt plus F1. Alt F1 is the shortcut key to create a chart. Okay. So we have got this chart which is showing the sales in here, but I don't want this. Now what we are getting is both the bar charts. I want one bar and one line chart. So how can I change the chart type? You can click on the chart, go to format, or you can go to the pivot chart analyze, and you can go to change chart type. You will get this button over here. Change chart type. Okay, now in the change chart type, you can use a line chart or you can use a combo. So basically we want a combo chart where we want to see the sales as well as the profit. Okay, so the sales I want as a column and the profit I want as a line chart. Okay, with some bullets over here, and I have selected this, and let me select OK. So now this is our chart where we are getting years and we are getting quarter. Okay, now one more thing you can do with this chart. You can go to design and you can change, you can switch rows and columns. So when you switch rows and columns, you will see all the sales together, profit together. We don't want that. Let me just move it back to the original thing. And now we are getting this chart again, where we are seeing the sales and profit together, sales and profit together. Okay. So every year, for every year quarter, you are getting this. Now you get some different options also. You can select whatever chart is looking great to you. Okay, there are different formats which are available. You can select, let us select this one or this one. Okay. Now this chart is blank. It is not showing any values. Okay. Now how do you put values to the chart? How do we put a value to a chart? We can just click on this plus button and you can go to data labels. Click on data labels, you'll get all the data labels. Okay, so we can select any color panel also, whatever color you want to put it for the chart. So this is how you have got the chart. Now, how to make this chart dynamic? The last thing, how to make this chart dynamic and how to apply the filter button in the. So let me just copy this in the dashboard. So this is our dashboard and I'm just pasting this chart over here near the table. So here we have got the chart. Okay. Now what I want is I don't want the grid lines behind. So I'll just remove the grid lines. Yeah. So this is how we have got the chart. Now what we want is data. Yeah, data labels we can add. Okay. But what we want is we want to make it dynamic. Okay. So whenever I do some changes, the chart should change. Okay. Now how to do that? How to do that? For that, you have to insert what? Slicer and timeline. We have to insert size, slicer and timeline. So what I'll do is I'll go to working. I'll select this pivot table. Okay, where I've created the chart and then analyze pivot table. And in the filter, you will see insert slicer. Okay, insert slicer. And we will select what? We will select segment and we will select category. We are selecting segment and category and we are getting two boxes over here. We have got these two panels over here, category and segment over here. Okay. Now this is appearing in a row. We can convert into a column also. Okay. We can convert this into a column also so that it appears in one row, not in multiple rows. So what you can do is you can click on this and go to slicer and you can say column and we can convert into a column. So now it has become 3 column. You can increase the width of this. Similarly, in the segment also, slicer, you can convert into 3 column and you can increase the width. Okay, now next what we need to do is we can remove the, we can just reduce the height of this. Similarly for this also. Okay, now when you click anywhere, you see that there is no change in the chart. Okay, there is no change in the chart. Or is it? Yeah, it is changing. Okay, because see the slicers are already connected. We have now if you don't see any change, if in case you do not see any change, what you have to do is you have to again click on slicer and you have to click on report connections. So when you report connection to the slicer, it will ask you which all pivot you want to report it to, connect it to. So I've selected all the 3 pivot table and I'm clicking on OK. Similarly, on this slicer also, I'm doing report connections and I'm clicking on both the pivot table. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll bring this slicer in the main sheet, in the dashboard sheet. Okay. So I'll just select both the slicers together, Control C. and here we'll put it Control V. So both the slicers have come. Let me paste it outside, Control V. So it has come as an image, sorry. So what we'll do is, again go to the working, select one slicer at a time, Control C, and paste it in the dashboard, Control V. Yeah, now it is working, okay. And similarly, you select the second slicer. Let me increase the font size. All of this. Let me bring in the another slicer from the table, working, Control C, Control V. Okay, well, now we have both the slicers with us, and we can increase their. Okay, now see, you're seeing the slicers also properly now. I hope you're seeing the slicer also properly now. So we are seeing the slicer. This is segment. This is segment, and this is category. I'm just putting it over here. Okay. Now see what happens is when you click on this slicer, I'm selecting furniture. Can you see the number changing? Can you see all the sales changing? And look at the chart also. Look at the chart also. So when I click on office supplies, when I click on office supplies, oh, so when you click on office supplies, you see that the numbers also change and the chart also change. When you click on technology, the number also change, the chart also change. Okay, same thing with the corporate, consumer, and new office, work office. Okay, so that is how you can create a interactive dashboard in Excel. Okay, now since we are almost reached the end of the session, so now I will keep it for the Q&A. Okay, and that is like what best I could deliver in the 3 hours. Okay, so now it is open forum for everyone to ask their questions, or if you want to give your feedback for the session, you can give it. I will share the working sheet now. Yeah, I'm sharing it. So I'm sharing my working sheet now. You can again download it and keep practicing. See, one session was not enough for this. Okay, we will be coming up for multiple sessions with WIRC on this. I think now the office bearer would be wanting to speak, because from the last 3 hours almost I am um, continuously speaking. Okay, so I hope you all like the session, and I'm sharing the file. And yes, now over to you, sir. Ridesh ji.
Uh, Thank you. Thank you. First of all, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible, sir. Yeah.
Sir, no, in fact, it was a pleasure to listen to you. I think there was, I mean, I'm sure myself as well as all the participants, would still can hear you for more number of hours continuously as well. I think I, as Rudesh Pankhania, the RCM, you know, would like to thank you on behalf of the entire WRC for accepting our invitation to take the session, Alokji. And I'm very glad I've had been the pleasure to listen to you live physically as well when you were at the Institute BKC. So let me tell to all our participants, we have started this TechEd series by WRC where we conduct, monthly session on anything related to technology. And I think I have to agree, Alokji, today's session on, these dashboards was super amazing.
Thank
I
you.
think doing this entire thing with case study, and I'm sure all our participants, would agree to this. Do we all agree, participants, that we had an amazing learning practically that we can all of them use in our day-to-day life. I can get just yes, yes, yes. I think I myself, of course, I kept the video off and was listening, and I'm like, I'll have to would want to see this entire session, definitely, and use it as much practically. And the best part about the session was you did everything practically in front of us live. So that made it all the more interesting. And of course, as I said, you've been an amazing speaker, Alokji. As I said during the physical session also, the way you used to interact, with the audience, and even in the virtual session, you made sure to keep interacting. That was superb. Thank you so much, Alokji, once again. And definitely we're looking forward at WRC, that we'll have a series of session by you as spoken at the start by our chairman as well. So thank you so much. And sir has already shared also all the sessions of WRC are generally uploaded on the WRC YouTube channel. So in a week's time, so you'll be able to find this session also on the YouTube of WRC, right? And once again, looking forward to all of you, in the other sessions, physical as well as virtual as well. And looking forward to meet all of you on the CA day. We are in the 75th year of CA, institute. So from 1st July, we're entering the 75th year. 1st July is going to be a full day event, the morning event with flag hoisting and the musical morning at the BKC, and the evening cultural rhythm evening is going to be at Kandivali. So looking forward, I hope everybody has received the WRC, email as well. If not, the WRC social media page is fully active with all our events. You look at Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, the entire WRC ICI page is filled up with every event which is available. So looking forward to seeing all of you on the CA day, as we enter the Amrit Kal. Thank you so much once again, everyone. And thank you, Alokji, once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pradeshi, and thank you all the participants. It has been a lovely audience, I guess, because they were all interacting in the chat box, and it kept me going. Wonderful experience I had with them, connecting with them online also. Okay, so thank you for inviting me. Yeah,
Thank you.
they can connect with me on my social media also. So if you search